let's head on to the next story. And again, I'm sorry, you're going to have to flip my slides. I have no idea what's wrong with this. So this was something on social media that really also got a lot of traction. Somebody posted on Ex-Mormon Reddit. It was a letter. They were at work. They got up from their desk. They came back. And there's a letter sitting at their desk. That's always very mysterious. And I don't know if you can make that bigger. I'll try to read it off my phone because it's a little crumpled, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, okay. So it says, "Dear so-and-so," and it's been, kind of whited out. It says, "We miss you. I understand that everybody's journey in life is different, but we miss you. We need you. We need your unique perspective and experience to help the rest of us navigate this crazy life. You have so much to offer, whether you think you do or not. I promise that you do. Our kids miss your kids. School is one thing. Playing in the neighborhood or on teams together is another, but it's an entirely different thing to go to youth camps, to have spiritual experiences, and to hear each other's testimonies. We miss them." Let me go to my next page here. "Please come back." I'm kind of reading this with exclamation points. It really only has a period, but that's how I read it in my mind. "The first Sunday back is the hardest. Why not make it the easiest Sunday of the year? This Sunday," and again, this letter was received last week, "December 22nd is only sacrament meeting. It will be a Christmas sacrament meeting with singing and short talks. 1 hour. No classes after. Just come and hear the testimonies of Jesus being sung and talked about. Put Christ back in your Christmas this year. Please come. We miss you. We love you. We need you back. We miss your kids. We need them back to help our kids. Hope to see you there. An anonymous neighbor." You can imagine this generated a lot of response because
it sounded so personal before that.
Yeah.
We need you. We love you.
Yeah.
We miss you. Signed, Anonymous.
Anonymous, right? And it's only an hour. It's just an hour. It's not that crappy long 2-hour thing. It's just an hour.
No classes.
And it's Christmas.
You don't have to bother with that crap.
So this person, everybody was talking about how this had happened to them, or they'd been invited back with a cookie plate, or an experience like what I had where somebody walked right up to me and said, "I miss you." And I said, "I'm looking at you right now."
I'm right here.
Hello, exactly. But I know what they're trying to say is we miss you in the fold, right? In the body of Christ. So it was an interesting letter. I was excited to share it on the newscast because I thought a lot of people could relate. And then just at the very last minute, I thought I'm going to go through all those comments and see if Original Poster said anything else about it. And if you go to the next slide, I'm glad I did because there's more to this story. So suddenly, about a day or so, a couple days after he posted this, he said, "Shit, how do I add to or edit this post, right? I just learned the tea. My coworker actually got this in her mailbox in Bluffdale last night. Same handwritten name, everything. She thought it was so funny. She copied it and left it on a couple of our desks today. So good. She got me." So I think a lot of people were horrified that someone had used this approach at work, right? How dare you at work leave a letter? And so what really happened is this was given to someone in a mailbox, same letter, same sentiment, but that person wanted to play a little prank, put it on a couple of people's desks to freak them out. Probably people she knew who had stepped away, but it's not unheard of. I have a friend whose parents sent the missionaries to her place of work, and they went through the front desk. They went through security. They made it all the way up to her office in this building. And she's like, "What are you doing here? This is my place of work." So I guess in the chat, you guys can share, have you ever been approached, at work? Have you gotten these kind of well-meaning letters? And I guess maybe weigh in a little bit, RFM, and then Bill, what do you think about, especially this season, right? People really want to reach out. They see it as an opportunity, to try to encourage someone to come back. Have you ever received anything like this, RFM?
No, usually people are trying to keep me away. That's what I usually run into. Now, What I like about this is the fact that you did research. You read through all of these comments because you thought, maybe the person who did the original comment will come back and say something else that might be useful. You found it. And this addendum to the story changes it considerably because it's not some well-meaning Mormon putting a letter on their desk of their coworker, right?
Right.
It's a well-meaning Mormon sending a letter in the mail to somebody apparently that they know in Bluffdale. So this takes a lot of the sting out of the story, yet you report it, yet we report it. Why? Because even though it doesn't make this particular Mormon look worse, right? It would look worse if you left this out.
Yeah.
It looks better for the Mormon if you include this, because our goal is to report the news as best we can. And we don't have a particular agenda about it. We do have a certain category and aim to talk about things Mormon, but we want to try and be as correct as we possibly can be. Thank you for that, Rebecca.
Yeah, that's right. What about you, Bill? Have you ever received anything like this? Or have you ever sent anything like this when you were a bishop?
Yeah, we certainly made lots of effort to bring less actives back to the church. I'll say this, that in the scope of people who want to help you come back and claim to care about you and want to make that effort, if your reasons are really good reasons for why you don't come back, that conversation really isn't invited to be a two-way conversation. In other words, the moment you go, like, that's great, I appreciate that, but I'd like to share with you my reasons for why I don't want to come back, that conversation generally ends pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think so. And I have one more slide kind of on this topic. Again, this is off of Faithful social media. Somebody asked the question, inviting non-members with an offer of refreshments afterwards, right? So this person has an idea and wants to run it past some others on Faithful social media. And it's titled, Come and See. What are your thoughts about enticing non-members in a senior living center with a small treat afterwards to attend a Sunday Christmas program held in their facility? I am soliciting all views, pros and cons. Obviously, the treats would be arranged the day before the service. And then a little later, he posts again, since these are non-members who usually resist our efforts to attend, we thought maybe a Krispy Kreme donut or some type of sugar-free option for those who require it would be incentive for some to come and see. Just the word entice kind of struck me, because I've had parents in senior living for the last couple of years before they passed away, and so as I understand it, the person is putting on a program, and it says the non-members are resistant. They do not, non-members, right? Resistant. Yes. They don't want to come to the program. But
they're crotchety.
If they hear there's a treat there, they might want to go. So
they're crotchety.
God bless them. They
this
just want to get them
is
there.
Very delicious to the taste. And so, it's funny because I look at this, and what they're trying to do is get this sucker baptized, right? They say, we want what's left of your life. We want all of your disposable time. We're going to separate you from your grandkids if you'll do what we tell you to do and go on a mission. And 10% of your income is going to go to the church in perpetuity. Oh, yeah. But hey, you get this great donut.
That's right. I'll do anything for donuts. I do understand that. But, these senior centers, and I've said this before, when I found out that the branch president was coming over to visit my parents and leaving tithing slips and helping them fill them out ahead of time so that they could easily pay tithing, in their late 80s, I was like, wow, how convenient,
Isn't it?
So you got to watch it. It might be a tithing slip one day. It might be a donut the next. It might be, hey, why don't you change your beneficiary? Here, let me give you the paperwork.
Did he help them fill out their checks too?
Exactly. Probably. Who knows? I don't know. What do you think, Bill?
I would say, RFM, you said we ask you to or require you to serve a mission. No, that's old news at RFM. It's we ask you to serve two missions.
Right.
At least two. At least. Yeah. Get up out of your senior center. That's right. Get back out there. You are never too old. You can do it. Look at President Nelson, right? So anyway.
You'll be looking back and saying, I should have asked for another donut.
That's right. Grab a couple and just get in your little jazzy scooter and head on down the hall. See if they'll chase you. So, but anyway, a lot of well-meaning neighbors, and we love our neighbors. But we're not gone. We're right here, usually right next door. So you can still come talk to us. I think that's the message.
All right.